Hi there everybody, Steve here, back again with some more information on the Vigilus Weekender. Okay, this is Command Center Wargaming, and we're going to do a little bit of a wrap up. So there was a few hours ago, there was a release, okay, and some information, and Games Workshop have gone through and they've released like a little bit more information, not a whole ton. So look, if you're just tuning in new to this, check out our other video. I'll put the link down below to our Vigilus Weekender part 1, which has a lot more information about it. We're also going to be discussing Marneus Calgar a little bit and talking about, I'm just going to be giving my thoughts on it, and what's going on as well. So, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel. Click the little red subscribe button down below and the bell notification icon down there as well, down below. It really helps us out when you do that. We post Warhammer and strategy gaming content very regularly. All right. If not, welcome to the channel anyway, and I hope you find some value in it. So first of all, before I continue on with this quick little news/rant feature, I just want to apologize for the audio quality of last video. I know this video's audio quality isn't too good either. So the story is basically that when I do these massive tutorials like the Blackstone Fortress one, which I'm about to get onto now, I have a lot of this pro film gear. All right, and it takes ages to set up and everything because it's very pro. And if you have a look at some of the video quality in the other videos, not obviously this one, this is done on my laptop on the webcam, right? But you'll see that it's some pretty epic quality video. And the reason is it just takes ages to set up. So sometimes it's not possible to like set everything up, get all the camera, get all the lighting, get everything in position all the time. So, for example, with this Vigilus release, I was literally sitting there just about to play Warhammer Total War 2, and then all of a sudden, like my phone goes off. I get an email from Games Workshop, breaking news, and I was like, holy crap! So I just literally just pumped it up and chucked on my OBS studio and just pressed the record button. Like I hadn't even read the article. And look, because my methodology is that, if like I want to get you guys the information first, right? If you don't like the video or it bugs you so much, I put a link in the description down below as well. I'm going to be doing that in the future. So you could just click on the article and all that. But I would appreciate if you could just keep the video rolling or something like that, because it helps us out on YouTube. But anyway, so so basically, look, that's that. And the story is, so I've gone through about 3 microphones so far. I bought a microphone called the Blue Turtle, all right? And because I've got like other higher end microphones, but like I said, they're very hard to set up and integrate. I'm just looking for a YouTube friendly sort of solution, and I thought I had it, but it obviously looks like I was wrong because it broke. But anyway, so I bought this Blue Turtle, and the sound quality of it was absolutely woeful. Like I'm telling you now, like it's about the same as the sound quality here, and it was like $180 microphone, and I'm just like, wow, you know what I mean? That's horrible. That's horrible. So anyway, I took it back, right, to the shop, and I did some research, and then I traded it in for this thing, right? Okay, this piece of junk, all right? So I looked around on YouTube and basically like for what people were talking about, and it's like a Blue Yeti microphone, right? Okay, now it's meant to be really good. It's like 180 Australian dollars. But anyway, I was like, okay, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'm quite, ready to spend like, $5,000 or whatever on a crazy microphone with a full arm right now. The channel's still new. When we get some more subscribers and all that, and I can see that there's a little bit more growth there, maybe I'll invest in, a whole setup here, but right now it's just like, as a lot of subscribers, like Jonathan was saying, we're just, doing this channel, while we're painting, while we're doing stuff, while we're loving our hobby anyway, so it's basically just like, to be honest, I'd rather buy that new Titan from the Vigilus Weekender. But anyway, so I bought this and it worked for like one video, and then all of a sudden, like it just broke. It just stopped working, right? So I've got to go take this back to the shop, whatever. I'll just try to do something with it. The USB, it's probably no secret to anyone, but the USB cable on this is absolutely shocking. Like, it literally, I must have, like, I think it, honestly, I think it was still broken when it came in the packet, right? You see how that's loose there, right? But I plugged it in, and it was just like, and then it worked once, and then like second time I put it in, it didn't work. So that's how it. So then I went yesterday, and I went and bought a lapel microphone, right? And the lapel microphone works on my other computer, but then that has issues with the screen recording software. So now, before I do the Blackstone Fortress review, right, I've got to go and I'm just going to head down the shop and try to get an adapter for this laptop. So for when I do live streams, just destroy the place, Steve. So when I do live streams and that is a thing, because like I'm sure you can imagine that you know it's we need like some kind of setup where it's a bit of a half. You know, we can't have all the big gear all the time, because honestly, I mean, as I say, I work like, no joke, I work like 6 jobs and that. So there's no way that I'm going to be able to set up, you know, the Hollywood production every single time. It's just not practical. And I think that, you know, you guys, my valued subscribers especially, and our viewers, you know, you're going to be missing out on the content, you know. So I want to keep, you know, continuously releasing stuff. Now, I don't know if we're going to be, at the moment, I've been releasing stuff daily, right? But it's been pretty nuts because there's a lot of stuff to cover. But just so you know, like we probably won't be releasing daily in the future. We'll go for more quality videos, maybe 2-3 times a week, right? Probably like the big one on the Sunday, which will be like a really big one. Then we'll have a midweek one for like news, and then we're going to probably have like a tutorial one as well, either like Saturday or midweek there somewhere. But it always depends. But there'll always be a minimum of a video a week, like no matter what. Okay, like I can literally be in a hospital and I'm going to be doing like a video, even if it's from my little phone, right? So all good. Anyway, look, so that's my little rant there. I just thought it was justified. To just tell you about that, because I know in the last video there was this massive audio spike, like when the video was playing, and you know, and I couldn't actually hear it. It just turns out that the volume on my microphone was like turned way down, so I had like the audio turned up on my laptop, and that's basically it from there. So you know, all good. But yeah, so look, if anyone has any suggestions or anything like that on some audio for YouTube, anything like that, I'm looking at the Snowball now. I could buy another one of these. Like, I know they're meant to be good, but honestly, it's a bit of cheap rubbish. I'm probably better off just you know, going down, spending a couple of dollars and getting a decent lapel or something like that, you know. And I've already got the microphone for it, so. But yeah. Anyway, all right. So on with the show, everybody. So we're talking about Vigilus, and we're talking about just a few things that I didn't cover last night, and also my thoughts on the whole Marneus situation. You know, and I do like the model, I do, and again, one of our subscribers will say that they really love the channel because you know, it's always positive, and then I am positive 100%. But I will call things as I see it. Like I'm not a Games Workshop knob polisher, right? I'm not just going to come in and go, oh my god, the friggin' Calgar. Oh my god, Primaris Lieutenant, has he got a new hat? Oh my god. And then they send, you know, box sets to me earlier and stuff like that. Because, like I said, look, we're growing and we're growing fine. You know, but I've got no agenda with this channel. You know, I might plug one of my apps on there or whatever now and then. But aside from that, you know, they're for free anyway. So, you know, but I've got really no agenda for this channel. So as far as I'm concerned, as long as we've got a loyal fan base like we do, it's no difference to me really if we have like 100 subscribers or 10,000, you know. So I'd rather have like 100 engaged, awesome subscribers like we do on this channel now, with epic conversations like we've discussed. Like Adam there's going through, he's giving like suggestions for like you know, like stripping miniatures tutorials and stuff like that, which I'm going to look into as well, you know. And we've got all sorts of people commenting, contributing, and that's what, you know, that's what this is all about, you know. So but yeah, so look, the Warhammer Vigilus Weekender. Now, this art just came out. I don't think this was out last night. This must be like a new artwork, right? Breaking from Vigilus right here. All right. And basically, I love that artwork. I think it's awesome. And I think that this pose, it's a different pose to the miniature one. But I reckon this Marneus Calgar pose is actually better than the miniature one. All right? I think the miniature one's okay. I think it's good. But I just feel as though that pose is a lot more stronger. It's like, you know, like, yeah, freaking, like, I friggin' got ya, I'm gonna smash ya, I'm gonna power fist you, you know, in the face. Yeah, you know. So that's basically that one. When we click on in here, and again, a lot of this is more of the same that I covered last night, okay? So you can see here, we've got the Marneus. So check out my other video for that, guys. I'll put a link in the description down below. All right, so I'm not going to go through a lot of this stuff. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold. Going through, like, you know, Grey Knight's points reductions, always the Titan. I mean, the Titan's cool, but, like, I mean, realistically, I got to admit, as much as I think this is cool, I think it only really applies to a certain niche amount of people. And I just think they could have done a little bit better. And I think that for the amount of hype that they put into this, I'm a little bit disappointed. Not to sound like, you know, disencouraging or not optimistic. I am optimistic 100% and that, but I don't know, I'm a little disappointed with this reveal. I think there could have been a lot more going on, all right, to be honest. And then there was these Gene Stealer cult guys as well, which was pretty cool. I'm not going to go through and read all of this, everybody. I'm just going to go through. We're going to have a look at some of the photos from the day, and we're going to go through and just have a touch on it. If you wanna go read the article, I'm just going to put it in the description. So we're just going to have a flick through some of these and all that. So that was pretty cool. All right, it's a showcase there. I've actually just got the guy who painted that Titan, by the way, on Facebook, and like, I mean, I'm all right at painting. You know, I'm not going to say I'm no good at painting. I'm all right, but this guy, like, it's not often where I'll turn around and I'll take my hat off to someone, right? But this dude, holy crap! I mean, there's people who they say they can paint. There's people who want to paint. There's people, but then there's people that, you know, actually can paint. Like, everyone thinks they can paint. Everyone is like, oh yeah, my models are the best. Yeah. So anyway, so really it doesn't matter anyway. I mean, I suppose it's all personal. It's all a personal thing. As long as, you know, anything looks better than plastic grey, right? So, you know, who cares? But you know, but this guy's work, I think his name was Giuseppe something. I'm gonna hit him up. I want to do an interview with him on the channel. I know he does commissions as well. I don't imagine the guy would be cheap, but he actually painted up that new Titan. All right, so all right, look, I mean, I might skip these. It looks like it's just showcasing a whole bunch of people. That's some cool cosplay. I think I've seen that cosplay around. It's the one with the glowing eyes that's always featured in the E3. Looks like some awesome Rogel Dawn. He's been around a bit, this cosplayer. He's been around there a bit. So, yeah, that's what we want to see. I mean, you know, so, yeah, that's that Titan, all right? The new Titan. It's pretty big. Although, like, I like everything else, but I'll be honest, I'm not too massive on the face. I think the face looks like some kind of pugger bulldog or something. Like, honestly, if I was to get it, I would literally, like, just remove that face and just, I don't know, I'd 3D print some other face or get something else on it. So, you know, a couple of people having a game there. That looks like the Blackstone Fortress. I think Games Workshop need a bit of a better photographer. There's some out of focus stuff going on. She's marginally in focus, but anyway, you know, that's another story for another time. Okay, that's just the people. So, you know, I mean, yeah, people are important, but that's not exactly what I thought would be going on. I'm looking for pictures of minis. So here we go. It's Tower Battlesuit. So I'm just going to close this off now. Looks like, hang on, here's a display case here. All right, so we can see you got some. Oh, what's that? It's a new Tower Battlesuit. I haven't seen that one before, unless it's the new Tower. Unless it's just like a conversion. But that's bigger than a knight. That's bigger than an Imperial Knight. So that's pretty nuts. Actually, I think it's probably... Oh, no, that one. Yeah, no, that has been out for a while. It's just I haven't played up against it, that's all. So, but anyway, really cool Death Guard Terminator Dreadnought there. And it looks like a Slaanesh, sorry, not Slaanesh, Emperor's Children Dreadnought. Love that purple color scheme. It's like you wouldn't think that purple would look cool on Marines, but they certainly do. So you got some cabinets in there, but nothing really there. This guy's face is kind of like, I don't know, everyone kind of looks a little bit underwhelmed in that photo. It's like, yeah, whatever. Oh my god, is that all? Oh yeah. And then this guy's like, oh man, I want to go home and do some painting. So I don't know. It's just like, maybe it's just me, but yeah. So I get the entrance here and people queuing up, and then we've got some cosplayers here. It's really fantastic cosplay. I'd love some cosplay like that Imperial, that Marine back there. Cosplay is pretty cool. Yep, just a few cosplays. This is cool. Alright, he's going for it. Emperor's Children. That's boss. That's totally boss. Some Mechanicus stuff. Looks like a Kakarodon. I'm just trying to get him because I think that's a Kakarodon because of the tattooing, the tribal insignia there. Also, you can see from the shoulder pad, there's a thing there. So yeah. Anyway, so that's that, and then we've got this guy. So he's a new Gene Stealer cult model. Right, he wasn't. I don't believe he was in the first review I did of the releases. So there's him, and then there's this on his little holo display thing here. Basically, you've got like it's actually a Warhammer World replica. So you can see here you've got this little holo thing there, and you got the Warhammer World replica. All right, and yeah, so then there's this Noise Marine. So this is a pretty big one. This was actually available last night when I covered it, which is pretty cool. And that's a fantastic paint job on this. Like, this is actually, you look at that blending here. You got your edge highlighting coming in, right? You got your fine detail, your hand painting. I love that goblin green just there. I was talking to my old mates, Chris, the other day. I mentioned him in another video, and he's actually subscribed to the channel there. So good on him, and giving me a bit of feedback here and there, which is really cool. And he was the one who actually brought the audio thing to my attention because I didn't actually watch it. I just uploaded it. I was just like, oh. And yeah, but the good old goblin green, like I miss that goblin green, that like really high contrasty, that sort of, that certain hue green there. Look, in terms of a model, in terms of like, gameplay wise, I mean, I don't know if I'd field this guy on the battlefield unless I was trolling, but that's cause in its own right to like field this guy. But I think just, for collection purposes and that, like definitely 100% I'd grab him. I kind of noticed with the Chaos Marines, they're all starting to get this kind of like weird biomechanical sort of like tube vein thing going on down there. I noticed it's starting to come out with the Death Guard, and basically, I just thought it was a thing because of the whole, like pus, Nurgle kind of rot thing, But it looks like those other Chaos guys as well. The guy with the hammer and chapter, what was his name again? Chaos Lord Sledge or whatever it is. I can't. The guy who's in the Dark Fortress box, Blackstone Fortress box set, which I'm going to set up the studio. We're going to do a review for that today, and that'll be up in a few hours, I think. But it'd be cool if that was like some kind of like steroid or like drug thing. I don't know if anyone's ever watched Star Trek Deep Space Nine. But I'm a big Trek, of course I am. Before it went a bit silly, I'm not big on Discovery. Awesome if you're into it, but I don't know. I think it's sort of it's a little bit confused to its point. I find that Star Trek Discovery needs to make up its mind. Is it a Star Trek show or is it a political statement? So, but we're not going to go down that point, but I've kind of just sort of like, whatever. Give me my good old Next Generation. give me those board meetings, guys, when the Borg attacking, and you're going to call a conference, all right, in the board room for 3 hours, sitting there drinking an Earl Grey, and meanwhile the Borg is slicing through the saucer section. But anyway, so but why I'm bringing that up, Deep Space Nine, there was the Dominion, and there were some soldiers. I was just trying to remember what they were called. They started with D. I can't remember now, but they had a drug, and what it was is their soldiers were pumped up with drugs to make them fight, and I believe the drug's name was called Ketrason White, and I can't remember what the race was called now. No, it wasn't the Herosian, wasn't the Jakari, that's bloody, Warhammer. But it was similar to that. It started with D, I think. But if anyone knows, let me know in the comments down below if you can remember what Star Trek, what those guys were called. Oh, it's just on the top of my head. Anyway, let's roll on. So, yeah, awesome model. There's a bit of a trailer here. I'm just going to play this now. I'm going to turn that down quite a lot so that I don't blast your ears. Hopefully you can hear that. It's just a video of like some of the Games Workshop guys rocking out, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I mean, I like the way they do that. That looks boss, man. Look at that. That's pretty funny. I love that green. I just love that green. Awesome. That was kind of like me in the last video when the whole Games Workshop team was like ranting on for like 10 hours about reciting. I know a lot of people made a comment there in the last video's comments. Just to address that, when Duncan rocked up and I looked, I did the looking at the watch thing. I mean, guys, like full on. I mean, I'm not trying to be a PP head, but I mean, I'm sitting here at what was it nighttime? I've got things to do. I'm sure you got things to do, right? And I want to see minis. I mean, I obviously have a lot of respect for the people, the content creators, and the people who are doing all this stuff. I mean, I do a very similar line of work, if not the same line of work, but as them. But the thing is that you got to make it about the content. I mean, I'm not really concerned. I mean, just show me your photos, okay, and that's awesome. But I don't want to see you reading lines. I want to see Marneus Calgar. And I know it's just trying to be funny, and I know, they have their fan bases and all this stuff, and for some reason, I mean, guys, I mean, if the stuff that they do in their tutorials is very basic. I'm just going to put that out there right then. And it's designed that way because they can't do any of the advanced stuff because it's just above people. A lot of not everyone's heads, but, a lot of new people coming into the hobby, they don't have the access to the tools. So Games Workshop are only going to promote techniques and stuff and tools that they're selling, right? So I can imagine that a lot of their work is a lot better outside of it. I mean, if you look at that guy, the guy I'm going to ask to come on the channel, the guy who painted that Titan there for Forge World, you look at his work, man. That guy, he's got his blending, he's got his edge highlights, his grit, his scratches. It's like an artwork, all right? And I saw the other, there's another video coming too because I've got some color shifting paints on order. And I was talking to Adam as well on the channel, and I've got some Hydra Elite Terminators coming as well. And they're going to be awesome. I'm going to do them up so well, and I'm making that into a tutorial, so it's going to be like a project here on the channel. But even them, I've seen people, they're posting pictures up in groups of Alpha Legion and that, and they're just using these color shifting paints, and it's just not even washing, and it's just and they're oh, check out my $10 freaking job, and it's just guys, I mean, yeah, that does look like a $10 job, I'm sorry, but the artisan of painting up a mini goes beyond just selecting a gimmick paint and just slapping it on. Like, I'm going to do another video, in my opinion, on what, the processes are. I mean, but, blending, the edge highlighting, the shadowing, the lighting, the specular on it, how to do, pre-shading, like all that kind of stuff, rusts, all that kind of stuff, glowing from the eyes. I mean, that stuff, when it comes together, at minimum 3 layers of color, right? So you got to have your base color, then you got to have your wash, and you go over that base color again, then you got to go over it in another color. And also as well, just quickly, something I want to cover too, guys, the whole thing of like these guys in the Games Workshop tutorials telling you like buy like 3 different paints to like layer them up. Guys, most of these paints, I'm sorry to say, you just add white to them, and then you're going to get the same effect on your color palette, but they want to sell it, right? So, I mean, look, I've done it, but that's just because, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on it, and I need it to be fast, right? But I'm telling you that, so, you don't need to go out and buy like the 1,000 box paint set from Games Workshop, okay? For like, $2,000 and, get your bloody 1,000 paints and that. You don't need that. Right, you just need your core paints. We might do a video on that. I'm going to go through some core paints with you on that. I'm going to do many videos coming, guys. Anyway, let's get on with it. So, over here, we've basically got the Noise Marine. We've seen that now. All right, and we've gone through that. That's that chuckle video. I'm glad everyone found that funny, because I thought that was pretty funny, actually, myself. So it's all good. And the book, we've gone through that one, gone through all this. Here's some more Gene Stealer stuff, right? So we're just gonna take a look at this like really quickly. Some very cool sort of like, dune buggies. Again, a lot of influence from like the Mad Maxi kind of stuff. A lot of influence from the Planet of the Apes stuff. It's pretty cool. Someone actually picked up on that comment and was like, "Oh man, Mad Planet of the Apes beneath Planet of the Apes reference." I'm just like, yeah. Totally, because as I've discussed in other videos, Games Workshop are the absolute emperor of mans of adaptive design. It's what I call it, adaptive design. It's where you take something and you change it around just a little bit so it's different from the original, and you don't breach copyright, but you kind of make it new, but keeping the same familiarity of the design as well. It's a design technique I use a lot because I love Warhammer stuff, and anything I design looks like Warhammer, which is I guess it's a strength, but it just means I'm very limited as to like what jobs I get, in terms of outside, So anyway, so basically, yeah, we've seen all that. Yeah, all right, and look, that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to run you through those. It was really just those Gene Stealer cults, and where'd they go? Those Gene Stealer cults. And the Noise Marine, all right? And I think that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to top that off there so everybody see it. And anyone who doesn't want to check out my other video, I'm going to put a comment down below with the link to the website on here as well. Okay, so all good, all right? So now I want to talk to you a little bit about Marneus, okay? I want to talk to you about this and basically just overall, so an overall post-mortem of the event, okay? Now, I've got to admit, like, I like this model. I do like it. I'm not going to say I do like it, and I am being optimistic. I actually also love the paintwork here, a little bit of the chipping on the shoulder pads. And I think this is cool because it's like he's been punching stuff. And it's varying the paintwork a little bit to like what the usual paint scheme is. I get it. I like it. It's good. It's good. However, I'm a little bit disappointed in the fact that I was expecting something a little bit more for this weekend with the hype. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff coming. I'm sure there's a whole heap of stuff coming, all right? But I really was expecting to see an Angron or Fulgrim or something like that, or even this guy in a Dreadnought. All right. Now, I reckon Games Workshop, because I know there's some other channels as well, like, who are literally just saying, like, we were that hyped for a Dreadnought. We were that hyped for a Calgar Dreadnought. And we went out Dreadnought now. Like, so Games Workshop, if you do ever watch this video, one day, please just release a Dreadnought of this guy. All you have to do is literally just get a Redemptor and then chuck in like all this bling on him and eagle bling and put this like Rosarius on the top, you know, give the bloody Redemptor a couple more wounds, an invul save, right? And then you're pretty much done, okay? So guys, just yeah, I mean, look, as I said, I'm liking it. This isn't a downer. I'm not basically trying to rain on parades here. And I do like it, but I just was expecting a little bit more. I feel as though I think the head is bang on. I'm digging that they tried to make it a little bit different with like the jump pack, the backpack and everything. I'm loving that sort of angular curvature there as well with the backpack. So it's very sharp, very aggressive. It's one thing that like with the other like aggressors, because this guy, that's one of my things, guys. Like he just looks like a freaking aggressor with Marneus's head on it. Right? Like literally, if I was literally to get an aggressor, right? And then stick Marneus's head on it. Right? From this kit. And I actually think this kit's the head's better, to be honest. You know, I would literally have a Marneus figure. Alright, so yeah, but nah. I mean, I was expecting a little bit more. The pose as well. I know what they're trying to do with the pose, but the pose just, I don't know. It looks like he's attacking, but he's not attacking. Like I said, I think the pose in the one before, in the picture, the artwork I showed at the start of the video, I thought that was better, right? To be honest, the whole leaning forward thing is. Here, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just like he doesn't know exactly what he's doing. Like, he's got like one hand forward, and he's shooting with it. Is he like doing a battle cry or whatever? And he's got his one leg forward. I don't know, I suppose. I don't know, just something about it, you know. It's just not 100% with me. Now, I am going to buy the model. I am going to paint the model, okay? I'll do it live on the channel. I will even play the model. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is a good model. But for the hype, I just think that, you know, we could have had something a little bit more, you know, for the amount of hype, right? I mean, in general, I was expecting a lot more from the Vigilus Weekender, okay? And look, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I like the aggressor armor. That's for aggressors, but you know, like Calgar needs to be more unique. My biggest issue with this is Calgar. I get Gilliman's the Force Commander now and everything, but like. Calgar is still like a pretty big HQ. He's still the chapter master. And, you know, from a gameplay perspective, is good because my opponent won't be able to tell. But if I mix this guy in with a bunch of aggressors, it's like, well, who's Calgar again? You know? And it's just like, I mean, like, honestly, I could literally get this guy's head, chop it off, and whack it on an aggressor. All right? And I reckon, and with a little bit of kit bashing, right, I reckon I could get that, you know. So, yeah. But, look, it's good. I'm personally thinking that they might box set this. Because it just seems to me like it's a model. It's like a throwing model. Like, it's good, but it's not overly like, oh, my God, this is going to revolutionize things, right? So, my money's on a Black Legion box set with Abaddon and then this guy in it as well. Like, end of the year Clash of the Titans kind of, you know, box set, Calgar on the front, you know, Abaddon, you know, friggin' like coming up the front, running up to each other, you know, Marneus is punching with his claw, with his fist in, and then Abaddon's got his like claw, his talon, he's like, nah. You know, and then in the background, you got like Primaris popping it off, and then you've got the Black Legionaries popping it off, someone in the middle just flying up in the air in an explosion, and that's the way I do this, and I'm going to buy many of those box sets. Right, I'm telling you, if they do that, I'm going to buy 2, because I want it for the minis alone, right? And then I'll keep one Calgar and keep one Abaddon, and then I'll literally give the others away as prizes on the channel. Or we'll do the painting tutorial or something like that, and I'll give it away for whoever comments on the video. But yeah, and I mean the thing is too, like, I mean, I don't know if you can see this, right? But you should be able to see that, all right? It's kind of like, I like this armor better because it sets him apart. You know, like he's got this really cool, like, you know, sort of you know, I don't know, like embroidery everywhere. He's got this bling. He's got, you know, his armor's different. It's like you look at that and it's like, okay, this is a chapter master, you know? This is a chapter master. And then this guy is kind of like, oh yeah, this is like you know what? It looks like a Primaris Aggressor captain. All right? So that's the thing. It's like, am I looking at Marneus Calgar, as cool as this model is? Or am I looking at a... so here, we're not going to release another Primaris Lieutenant, so we'll release a Primaris Captain, and we'll name him Marneus Calgar. Guys, it wouldn't even surprise me, right? Wouldn't even surprise me if this guy was like a generic captain. He was literally like sculpted as a generic captain at first. They had the sculpt like handy, and they were just going to be like, this is the captain for like the Black Legion box set at the end of the year. And then like probably like maybe something happened that just said, all right, we're just going to call this guy. He looks heaps like Marneus. Let's make him Marneus. Wouldn't even surprise me. All right. So, yeah. And I looked the old kit back up. It's back on order, by the way. It's back in stock. So maybe they just did that as a little bit of a teaser, a little bit of a hint. You know, I don't care, because you know what? I'm gonna use this guy anyway. I like this guy. I never run Marneus. I've run him a few times, but like usually I'm always running Guilliman. Because why not? Like, I mean, he's far superior. But yeah, like, I mean, I just like it. I think his pose is better, armor's better, a lot more unique. Okay, I'll get onto the honor guard in a bit. All right, but yeah. So now let's just talk about the rules for Marneus a bit. What am I thinking here? So I reckon he will be 7 or 8 wounds. I reckon he will be toughness 5. I reckon he will definitely have a 4-up invul because of the Rosarius there. He will obviously be, I think he'll be strength times 2 in melee. And obviously I think his storm bolters there, his gauntlets of Ultramar will obviously just be an additional thing. I think this guy will be a close combat guy. But you know what? Here's the thing, guys. You know what would be freaking awesome? I would totally take if these, because we know, we've heard that like Marines are getting a points drop, especially commanders, and we already know that like Grey Knights are going to be dropping a fair bit because of the chapter proof. So wouldn't it be awesome? Like, I would literally take him and Guilliman together. Yeah. And I would like work out a delivery system, get these guys into like close combat, right? And they'd be brutal. They would like just shred stuff, these two working together, right? So hopefully, I couldn't see him be, hopefully he's like 200 points. Guilliman they bring back down to like 300 points, and then you can have like, you know, some, you know, pack or whatever, or some battalion, you know, and you can have these two guys as your HQ for like 500 points, and then you literally just flood the rest with like Primaris or las cannons or something, like, depending on what army that you're going to bring. So, or even have like a detachment. I'd run it as a detachment of Primaris Ultramarine with something else. So maybe Custodes or something. Or something a bit cheaper, maybe Imperial Guard. That will work a little bit better. But I reckon he's going to come in at around about 180 points. I reckon you're looking at 7 or 8 wounds. He won't be as much as Guilliman, because Guilliman's a Primarch, obviously. He'll have his 2-ups. He'll have a 4-up invul. These gauntlets will be 2 times strength 2. Pretty much the same, I reckon, as what it is now. And is that a jump pack? I don't think it's a jump pack. I just think it's like just a backpack, like an ammo backpack or something like that, right? So that's my analysis on Marneus. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking there with him. Now on to the honor guard. So look, we've got the old honor guard here, and I must say I am still gonna have these guys in my army. I might mix them. We've got the new honor guard here, and I do like them. I do like the new honor guard. I definitely do. But I just feel as though it's kind of like not as, I don't know. They just don't have as much bling. And I'm really big on the bling, so I'm just gonna run through this so we can have a quick look.
Vermilion Alpha clearance.
Let's turn that down. So right there, I'll just get that on the screen. So basically here you've got there he is. This is a fantastic shot of Marneus, okay, and you've basically got his honor guard here. Right, so the honor guard look cool. They definitely do look cool, and the scale is looking a lot better. Obviously, I think they've done this because you can't have, these tiny little dudes as an honor guard for a chapter master. But I am thinking, everybody, that I don't know, like even their weapons, like even the fact that these guys have axes and things like that. I mean, the only thing that I like better about the new honor guard over these guys, and I do like them, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna buy them, I'm gonna paint them, is the fact that the proportions. So you know what, when I do mine, I might even do a conversion. I might even get some of the stuff from these guys and then stick them on those guys or something like that. So yeah. But look, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, there might be more of them coming. With these guys, I think they're basically just going to be the same as the in terms of points. I think they're just going to be the same as the honor guard right now. And I think they might just have an invul though because of the storm shield. So I think they'll have 2 wounds. I think the normal ones had 2 wounds as well. I'll need to confirm that, but look, we'll do a whole tactical analysis of this one. So I'm not going to do that here. But I think they'll pretty much just be like honor guard, but Primaris, so they might have an extra wound or an extra toughness or something like that, and they'll get an invul. All right, but essentially they're here to just serve as this guy's bodyguard. So it's the same way like it works with Mortarion, where they can hit. If someone's hitting Calgar, they could basically go in and they can cop the hits for him and stuff like that. I mean, because of that though, it wouldn't even surprise me if they keep this guy at 6 wounds. The thing is, because he's not a Primarch, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it'd kind of be weird to have him to go too close to Guilliman, but then it's kind of like, well, Guilliman gets his 5 up, 5 up. He gets on a 6, a 4 up. He comes back to life, with D6 wounds. So effectively the guy can be on like 13 wounds or something, like 12 wounds or something like that. So it's all good. All right, everybody. Well, look, that's my final wrap-up of the Warhammer Vigilus Weekender. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I am now going to try to get this mic sorted. I'm going to come back. I'm going to cut out this Blackstone Fortress one everybody's been waiting for. And yeah, look, if you've enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. All right, we post Warhammer content multiple times a week regularly. All right, you click the red subscribe button down below along with the little bell notification. It really helps us out when you do that. Okay, and I'll catch us all in the next video. I'm Stephen from Command Center Wargaming. Happy Wargaming. Get it on.